All right then. Yeah, thanks for coming, Drew, and welcome, and thank you for everyone who's joining today. We've got the founder of DreamLabs, and he's got some amazing projects which he's launching very soon. I'll let him tell you about that. So, how are you doing today, Drew?
Yeah, I'm not bad. How you doing? Congrats
Yeah,
on launching the project. And
yeah,
looks
thanks, mate.
pretty cool. How you
Yeah,
finding it so far? Like with
um,
challenges and
good. Apart from lack of sleep, it's the first 24 hours, 48 hours was like intense. But yeah, it's going smooth. I think we hit about 800 k market cap, and it's settled about 450 at the moment. But the market sentiment's just really bad, isn't it? Really, the volume, etc.
yeah, it's really hard out there. It's just like different. Everyone is looking to rotate, kind of, and the attention spans are really low. So um, it's very hard to maintain token price. We're seeing I mean, market cap expectations are just lower and lower. Like you used to have decent projects that launch would always go to like a few million, and now it's like a huge accomplishment to keep a 1 million market cap floor. So it's just totally different out there right now.
Yeah, I totally agree. And to be honest, it's like the same money being recycled into different meme coins. Like obviously one week it's like Dork Lord, then it's like this calcium, and it's just like the same money rotating. We definitely need a fresh cycle of money coming in. All utility projects are struggling at the moment. Like I work with a lot of companies, as you know, like XCAD and all these sort of companies. They've got amazing utility, and they're all struggling. Like the volume's just not there. Um, the only volume people keep saying there is volume in the market, but there isn't. There's literally a few pump and dumps which last for about 48 hours, and people compare the whole market to this. Um, but yeah,
Yeah.
obviously,
So I always say it like it is. I'm gonna be just always brutally honest. Um, you can't really try to replicate what those meme coins do like a dork lord. I mean, those are always going to pop up where there's a big tweet that goes out and a little trend and people hop on it, hop on the bandwagon and think it'll be the next big thing. It almost never is, but there's nothing you can do to replicate that if you're trying to start your own project. It's a lot of luck. You just got to have the right meme community. I mean, that's not where I'm focused at all. It's it's gonna end up with just people getting wrecked if you keep trying to do kind of meme coins like that. Um, the problem with these utility coins is they don't make money. The only thing that matters for a utility coin is how much money you're making, and you absolutely have to take most of that money or some of it or have a mechanism to buy it back on the chart. The only thing you can do in crypto, in what we do on these liquidity pool automatic market maker coins that are traded on Uniswap and PancakeSwap, they're literally set up to fail. The way that they're designed with cells and just the competitiveness in the industry and people rotating, you are 100% going to fail if you don't start making money and buying it back on the chart. The only way to guarantee that price is going to go up long term is to make money and buy it back. And that's the problem with a lot of these coins with people just rotating because it's all the same money in the space. In order to see a real change and to get out of it and actually have high market caps again and real value and convince investors to put serious money into these projects where you have people buying $10,000 plus or investors with multi-million dollar portfolios being convinced that they could park some capital in this. You need to find a way to bring external money into the space from a real business and add that value to the token, and that makes kind of the market cap of all the coins grow instead of just rotating and having a tax on the token. Like that's another big thing. I mean, talking about being set up to fail, all these tokens have a tax. Most of the time that tax is not used properly to build a business. It goes to the devs in a lot of these, or is wasted, and that's just lowering the total amount of money in the ecosystem that's rotating through the projects, and that's why market caps are down, because so much of the money has been drained and put in
I,
people's pockets.
I totally agree. I totally agree with you, bro. And it might be funny. That's one of the main reasons I actually set up my own projects, because end of the day, when people are launching projects with no utility, with just tax, and literally every sort of project I was getting into, the dev was literally just lazy. It didn't work. Like literally, he went to sleep straight after the launch and stuff like that. And they're just farmers. Whereas if you know, there's no problem having a tax as long as it's used correctly. Like with this main coin, obviously 1% of it gets burned, 1% goes to holders, and then 3% goes back to the treasury. And we've been buying back and burning the supply, and we've already burned 3.4% of the whole supply in less than a week already. And I think while we're in a bear market, because the overheads of this, what I'm doing, isn't a loss. And obviously, I've got a lot of partners lined up which bring in monthly revenue, which I was earning before, which I'm putting on the charts. It is sustainable for me because obviously the overheads aren't there. I haven't got any development costs, whereas a lot of these projects, which are promising, games and all this sort of stuff, they can't maintain because how can you afford to pay developers if you're not making the money? So I totally get what you're saying. And with the meme coins, once the volume drops, you got no tax and stuff as well. If you haven't got a second source of income, then obviously you're just set for failing. But
Yeah, I mean, tax is just basically a way that automatically sells the tokens, kind of. I mean, it's a bit better than that because you could take it on the sell. So when people are taking profit and leaving the project, at least you're getting some of that money back for the project. But once again, it's also not a reliable way. Like it, you absolutely, and I appreciate you're doing this too, like having the revenue generator, but that's really all that matters. And then I think we haven't seen many projects do it yet, but if you can show over a few months or a year, I mean, it takes time, but if you can show that you have a consistent revenue stream that's working, that the absolute best marketing you could do is a chart that keeps going up. So if you can, I mean, every coin's going to follow like the natural progression of it launches, it goes up, and then it always goes down no matter what you do. There's always going to be a big correction. People are always going to take money and go into other things. Um, and then once you've kind of found your floor, and then you have to start making money and buying it back to move it up. And that's really the best you can do.
yeah, 100%, mate, 100%. At the end of the day, corrections are healthy, especially on a new launch, because obviously people have got into the pre-sales and like got in cheap, and obviously you need that correction to get like people out and then new people in, etc. But did you want to speak about the whole hotel and stuff, or what projects do you want to speak about today?
Yeah, I'll talk a little bit about the dynamic of how everything works. So, I mean, speaking of, like, I'm guilty of it too. Like when I first got into the space, it was all I knew. I mean, it's just the way I got introduced to crypto. I wasn't like a Bitcoin maxi or ETH maxi and trading large cap L1s and stuff. My friends were trading coins like SafeMoon and Ask Finance and Yummy, and that's how I got into it. Which all of these coins are dead now because there was no business there. They were like it was early on this in this game where Uniswap and PancakeSwap were just becoming popular, and people didn't really know. Like it seemed like these coins would kind of go up forever, and then we got a big reality check, and now those coins were at hundreds of millions or billions of market cap, and they did nothing. But now that just doesn't really fly. Like you always have an outlier, but you see coins like that, like people are a bit smarter and they're just not doing well. So that's how I got into it. Was a part of some big projects. The most notable one, probably Everrise, which I helped with all the marketing, community building, put the first check in to get it all built. Uh, Also did everything really well by standards of projects for that time. I mean, everyone was talking about it. We got 80,000 holders in the first week and a half. Launched at a couple million market cap, went up to 100 million. Like, it was 15 out of 10. The job that the team did, we did all we could. But they also built some cool utilities, but the problem is they didn't make any money, and that was the big thing. So eventually, volume runs dry like it always does. Tax money stops. People get bored, they move on to the next thing. Like, it's really key, and that this is just what I've learned from, I mean, all my experience as an investor and helping with tokens like this. Like, there has to be that business. That's what I'm doing with Amino. So, I mean, the dynamic, we have DreamLabs, which has its own token, and what DreamLabs is an incubator and a crypto fund. So the value in the token is that we own a big treasury that includes holdings and all the tokens that we help with or launch. Also, just through me, I'm able to get us into some special deals. Like, there was, I don't know if you guys saw PAL, which is still doing pretty well, but it did really well. Launched it a few 100K and it went to like 45 million. A lot of Twitter guys were talking about that, and I actually helped fill the original private sale and negotiated a deal with them where I got a good piece of supply for Dream and held it in our treasury, and we've already realized tens of thousands of dollars off that position, and it's just kind of sitting in our wallet. So the idea is, we have this fund. I'm able to outperform other traditional funds that are just buying positions and trying to get into rounds and invest their own money, because we incubate a lot of this stuff and I get a lot of it for free. So it's 100% profit for us and no risk. Also, we get in as early as possible. So I'm building up this big fund, and then at least 50% of that money finds its way back onto our chart through our buyback wallet, which buys back and just holds the token. We could burn it, but I'm always a fan of holding it instead of burning it, because when you're doing a utility project, you never know what you'll want to do with those tokens. As long as they're not being sold in the short to medium term, it's still really good for the project to lock those up and have them in your hands rather than holders who could sell, because people always sell eventually. Like, say I want to do a fundraise and I have a big fund who adds a ton of value and credibility, and they want to buy big. Like, it makes a lot of sense to sell them from that supply that we've bought and locked up, put a vest on it. So it's long term. None of those tokens can be sold for a long time, but we get the money up front and we can build with it or put it on the chart and help the project. So that's what we're doing. Our best project so far that we've incubated is called Houdini Swap, which I do believe is the best project in all of crypto in this market cap range, based on the trajectory, the numbers that they're doing. So if you go to houdiniswap.com, it's been operational for about 8 months. When we first launched the project, what it is it's an anonymous swap. So if you want to, like, privacy is a big issue in crypto. There's wallet trackers everywhere, especially if you're like a influencer who people are tracking your wallet, or a trader. And I mean, there's so many reasons. I'm not just going to go through Houdini Swap's whole pitch, but it's a phenomenal business we have there.
We've actually got them. We've got them coming in, mate. We've actually partnered with Houdini Swap as well, so we're actually going to get them in for an AMA soon as well. So yeah, we'll get into that. They're really good, really good.
But the thing is, they're making more money than any other project, and their market cap is 11 million, which might seem a little high, but really it's a bargain for what they're making. Like, when we first launched the project, and we launched the utility before the token, we were doing like a few $100,000 a week in swap volume, and it was making like $1,000-$2,000 a week. Like, I looked at at the pitch deck that they were pitching, and I looked at the projections and where they thought we could go, and right now we're beating the boom projection. We're doing on average probably $4 million a week in swaps, and they're literally making $25,000 every single week, that 100% of it goes on the chart in buybacks and is being held. And that's how it's been able to maintain over a 10x. And that really proved it for me that this works. And I do believe that they just brought in a really good CEO and doing everything the right way, are signing huge deals, all about increasing that revenue, which is the only thing that matters. And I've seen other tokens try to copy the model, and they have all the influencers and stuff. Every single time it ends up kind of the same, where it doesn't work long term. It's hype for a week or two, and then it always comes down to how much money are you making. Every single token has that hype phase. Everyone thinks it's going to be the best thing ever. Community's all happy, and then one day your volume drops, hype disappears, always does, and then the only thing that matters is how much money you're making in the business. So that was our big win. That really would hit home for me. Like, okay, this is where I need to focus. So Amino is right now one of the biggest, most anticipated projects ever, I would say. Just all the influencers are bullish on it, and that's because I built it properly. Seeing Houdini swap and stuff, like I could have launched Amino 8 months ago, and it would have done really well in the short term. I would have been able to get some big influencers with some huge partnerships. It would have been the talk of the town for a week, but it would have failed because we didn't have the revenue model figured out. We weren't prepared to make money. It wasn't a sound business. So never launched it, kind of delayed everything, and just focused on how do I build this into a real business? How do I put the right partners in place to make money in a reasonable time after launch so that we could start to execute and put money back on the chart, because I've learned that's the only thing that matters. So we're doing some really cool stuff. What it is a health and fitness themed loyalty program. So you have the average US household is a member of 16 different loyalty programs. So you have your Starbucks loyalty program, all of your credit cards, you earn points. So what Amino does is it basically is one that combines everything. So you can still shop with your credit card within our program, but it's all bonuses on health and fitness themed stuff and shopping with our partners. We have our fitness app that gives you some coins for fun if you work out and complete the challenges, and it all goes together in a really smart way. But we have
I've
partnerships
got to
with
say,
NFL.
I've got to say,
Yep.
I've introduced a lot of my real life friends and family into the app, and they all absolutely love it, bro. Like, and a lot of my followers, obviously, I helped you promote. What was it called? Pegasus at first. It was called, or is it still called?
Yeah, it's called
Yeah,
Amino Move now.
yeah. You've changed it now, but all my followers are like all signed up on it. They all love it.
Yeah, so we focus on making it very simple. I'm sure some of you know about StepIn and Sweatcoin and some of the other move to earn. Most of them require NFTs, which is a barrier to entry. They have unrealistic earning expectations. So people got in the habit of thinking like, oh, I'm going to quit my job and earn, or thinking like, oh, people in third world countries are walking and earning and they're making another income. Like that's never going to work, especially if you don't have a bit. I mean, if you had a business behind it that was making tens of millions of dollars, sure, you could pay big rewards, but it's not what we're going for. It's supposed to be a fun thing. I mean, download the app, connect your step counter. You're walking anyways. Might as well earn some crypto for it. Like that's very much what we're going for. But we've signed up 1.3 million people already, and the token hasn't launched yet. And a lot of them third world, India, Bangladesh, Pakistan. But we've also been able to get hundreds of thousands of high quality USA and North America, Europe signups who we can convert to shoppers. So we have a full shopping app that supports this ecosystem, and you can shop at Amazon, Walmart, Nike. All of them are approved to be in our program. And I've actually showed a demo, and you can earn tokens when you just shop at these places that you're going to shop at anyways, and they're paying us a commission. So we get on average 5% cash back on all the shopping. If you spend $200 at Nike, they're sending us $10, and we share that with you and your cash back. But it's all revenue on our books, and we're making a 40% margin there, which can be used to buy back on our chart or keep growing the business. And this is what I've spent all my time building and getting the right people in place for. So super excited about that. It's really paid off because very reputable people in crypto, not the Telegram callers that you see on every project, but top guys on Twitter who usually only do TA on the big coins, and they never take paid promo or anything. I mean, all of them, well, not all of them, but a lot of them are very bullish on this, and I've been able to convince them to invest and support this. So really excited for that. I think that will change the game for Dream ecosystem, and lead to a lot more opportunities. The last one I'll touch on. So Hodl Hotel is a very unique case. The first token I ever worked on in crypto, me and my friends started a meme coin one night, like 2021, crazy times. We started this coin. We're like, oh, Safe Moon pays static rewards. Let's make a Richie Rich coin based on a little meme of a character we liked and make it so that it has huge static rewards. It was a total gimmick, and I didn't know any better at the time. And I mean, it worked. Like, we launched it. We put up a pink, like a DX sale even before the pink sale days, and we just tried to raise 100 BNB, and like we got on the voice chat. It was like all fun and games. We didn't know anything, and it filled. And then we just kept active with the community and hyping up the meme coin, and it went to like 13 million bucks. And then, like it always does, the hype died down, and we had to try to pivot to utility. And this was very early on, so we're like, okay, let's build a game. I mean, that's the easiest utility. Everybody wants to build a game. When you have a meme coin, like, that's just what you do. And it used to work. And I can't think of a single game that was delivered by any of these teams that stuck or picked up any traction or worked. But that was the idea. And we started building a game. A lot of started to drag on, weren't too sure what we were building. But then I kind of had this vision. When I was younger, I was obsessed with this type of game called Coke Music or Habbo Hotel. I don't know if you guys are familiar with those, but they're kind of like collecting games where you collect furniture and rare items. You display them in your room, trade, like fun ways to earn them. And I kind of envisioned like, okay, Web3 could really actually help this game. So I stuck with it. All the other team members pretty much phased out. And I like in the early days of the meme, like I was always the one on the voice chats and connecting with the community and stuff. So I felt a connection to them. I really wanted to deliver, and now it's been over 2 years, and I'm still working on it, putting a lot of my own money into the game. Our dev bills right now are in between $25,000 and $30,000 a month, and I'm paying those 100% out of my own pocket because I really believe in the game, and it's starting to look amazing.
I've seen it, mate. Honestly, it does look really good. And I used to play that Habbo Hotel. It was good back in the day.
So I put in like a really smart to earn model with that. I know what I liked and didn't like about Habbo. What I didn't like is there's just too much to do in it. It loses focus. I mean, it's great to have tons of functionality in your game, but you need some focus. And you don't necessarily want like people to be able to build their own items and stuff. Like, sometimes it just makes it more fun if you set the parameters of the collections and stuff. So I'm building it the way I want. I'm in constant communication with our whale group who've been holding the floor. The market cap is still around 2 million, but our all-time high on the old coins was like 13 million. And even on HODL, we were at like at 9 or 10 million, but you just lose the hype, and then it comes down to actually delivering. We all know this. It's kind of the theme of this convo, but I really do believe that there's a great game there, and I'm prepared to put my money where my mouth is. And the coin is generating almost $0 in taxes, and I continue to support it. And we're very close to delivering this game, so definitely will get that link out to your community as soon as we're ready to start doing it. But that's where my focus is. There's one other project in the Dream ecosystem called Pesabase, which was the first project we incubated. Also, I think it launched in a bit of a different time. I mean, we launched a coin around 2 million market cap, went to like 40 million all-time high. They raised a funding round of $1.5 million. Really serious company that's doing remittance payments. However, they didn't show revenues and how that benefited the token holder, and it led to a crash. So the theme of this is like, you really got to figure out that revenue model. It's got to be very clear, very logical, and realistic, and you have to show revenue numbers and transparent buybacks on the chart that are leading to it. It's really the only way to be successful. So now they're starting to do that. I think earning a bit more respect with the community, and we're just kind of waiting for them to, like, they're even building a bank and like all this really cool stuff, but it's a question mark for us. Like, how much revenue is this going to generate that benefits token holders? And if they can show that, it's going to do really well. So no meme coins in our ecosystem. It's all utility based stuff. We get a big position in it, and yeah, we've already built up a multi-million-dollar treasury. A lot of it is stuff that's illiquid. Like, I'm not going to go and sell our HODL position right now, but some of the stuff we can sell a bit of. And Amino is going to be a very high volume coin. It's going to be zero tax, so I think we will be able to realize some of that position in the short term, and keep building that buyback wallet, because it's super powerful and shows that like we have a real business. So that's kind of what I'm focused on.
Yeah, man. Honestly, really proud of you, mate. You really, I've known you a long time, and honestly, I've watched the growth, and it's absolutely amazing, and it's a pleasure to have you here. So what's the like estimated launch for Amino?
It's been announced officially October 24th, so we are less than a month away now.
Oh no, that's amazing. But I'll get some posts up for you, so everyone in here can get all the details and join. You got obviously the Telegram group and stuff, so I'll put all the social details up. Do
Yeah,
you want to take
and
do
if
you want to take some questions?
yeah, sure, as long as
Yeah,
they're like, yeah, go ahead.
yeah, just take a few.
Sure.
Let me see if there's any. All right. All right, Mario, you can speak. Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah. Did you want to ask a question?
Yes, I want to ask a question. Thanks for the opportunity.
Go ahead, Matt.
Go
All
ahead.
right. So my question is, how do you want to make the project the best from other ones? Since you guys are still in the stage of development and doing a lot of marketing, more people
I think it's gone off, mate. You've been cut
I
off.
heard the first part of his question. I mean, sounds like he wasn't listening the whole time I was talking, but the whole thing, like, there's no like, it's facts. There's no like best really anymore. It's like that's just a hype thing. Like, it's how much money are you making and putting on the chart. It's like what makes one company better than another company. You gotta, it's all about making money in real businesses, and who's sharing the most revenue with the holders through buybacks is the best way. I mean, you could do a rev share off the chart. I personally don't like that. I think that it's wasting the money, because after you've distributed it, it's like, okay, where's the next payment? But opposed to buying it back on the chart, at least you're locking up that supply and benefits everyone. And it's not a bad thing if people have to sell to realize that, because then you could just buy back more tokens and it goes to a better holder. So yeah, I mean, we're obviously doing a lot of stuff. Amino is the number one pretty much upcoming project, and we've spent over a year already building it. So you have to build and have that real business. But some of the stuff we're doing, like Houdini Swap, I mean, is not in development phase. Like, that's been live for a long time. We've done like $150 million almost in volume through the swap. It's absolutely crazy. Made real money that's going on the chart every single week, and the holders are loving it. I mean, if also, yeah, I didn't really mention this, but if you're a Dream holder, you get access to all these private sales. So Houdini, for example, all of our guys got it at launch price, which was 1.25 million, and I mean, all-time high was like 30 million, and actually liquid, not like one of these meme coins with $500 in liquidity and no one can sell. Like, people could put in $10,000 at launch price, and it did like a real 20x plus. And now it's still stable over 10x because the business model's there. And if that wasn't there, people would already have moved on, and it would just be another one of these failed coins. So I'm 1000% sure that this is the only way to go, and it just makes sense.
Yeah, fair play, mate. Now, to be honest, I totally agree. End of the day, if you're sharing the revenue out, you got less chance of it going back on the chart. So at least if you do it on the chart, then people who are going to sell anyway. So I get that.
Yeah, I mean, selling doesn't have to be a bad thing. If you know, selling is a really bad thing on a coin that's just not making money. Like if it's just utility based where you get to use the coins for something, but there's no money being shared, or a meme coin, selling sucks because you have to rely on that. The only way that people are going to make money is it's a Ponzi scheme. You need everybody to hold their money in and more people to enter. But the way that we're trying to set up these businesses is there's a business that's runs independently, but it's enhanced by the token and the community. So of course you want more people entering and buying, and that's going to help and accelerate things. And it's all fun when people are doing huge buys. But at the end of the day, if every single person sold on Houdini Swap and it went down to a $1 market cap, it would still go back to its all-time high. And the people who did hold or bought more, that $1 market cap would make a ton of money. So that's what you got to ask yourself. Your token, you obviously need a community around it and holders, and that enhances it too. But I mean, I like at least that you focus on a revenue generating business. I think the best thing you could do is show it very transparently, show month over month reports. That last month we did this many AMAs, we charged this much for it. This is our projection for next month. Here's the wallet that we used to put the revenue in. Here's the buybacks we did. Here's how much we bought back. Like that's the best you can do, I think.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing. The marketing wallet's fully transparent. Obviously, I've got partnerships set up with Texum Social, Prop Chain, and I've about 7 different ones, which all bring revenue in every month. And that's not on top of like doing AMAs and stuff like that. So, like, obviously, in the bull run, you could turn over like 10 grand a day in AMAs and promotions and stuff like that. Obviously, in the bear market, it's a lot tougher, as you know. Uh, but you know how, I've worked with you a lot in the past, and I've done a lot of promotions for you and for people you know. And obviously, you know how much I was making. So it is sustainable, but obviously in the bear market, it's tougher. But obviously, I built it because I've got a feeling that in the next, few months, we'll see the market turn in a better way. Obviously, with the halving coming up and stuff like that. And to be honest, like I've got there's not much overheads at all in the project, if you know what I mean. Like I a lot of like I said to you before, a lot of projects like for example, Hold Hotel, you're paying a lot out every month, aren't you, in developers and stuff like that. Whereas here I've got no overheads apart from what we're earning. And obviously I've already signed up 9 partnerships within 5 days. And some AMA groups charge 2 to 3 ETH each AMA. Do you know what I mean? So it's just a matter of building the community up, building the brand, and that's my plan. To be honest, just keep growing this room, keep bringing AMAs in and stuff like that.
It's a good plan, and also at your market cap, it doesn't take much. Like if you're able to land a big deal and even get $3,000 for like a package of AMAs or something, I mean that's gonna have a big effect on the chart if you could do that consistently. So I do think it'll work. It's just a question of like how do you get more real investors in? Because big problem with the AMAs is it's a lot of giveaway people usually, and it doesn't lead to buys. Like company like coins, especially like these hype coins and stuff, they just want buys short term. So that's all they care about. If you could show that, I mean, or have like a grading process where you're actually finding good projects and recommending them, and it's bringing buys. I mean, it could be huge for sure.
Yeah, and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to, I get offers. I could do 10 promotions a day with shitty coins, like with meme coins, and put it all on the chart, and everyone will be happy. But obviously, I don't want to go down that road. I want to do projects like you, like Amino, Tectum, Prop Chain, all ones which have got utility based. Don't get me wrong, I'll bring some different projects in, obviously, to get some hype and stuff. But every AMA is not financial advice, and everyone needs to do their own research. Like you've come in today, I wouldn't tell people to go and buy your coin. You've come in here to present, which you've done an amazing job. And then if people decide, which I think a lot of people will after listening to you, if they want to invest, then it's on them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that. A lot of these, like, I guess it's good that you're not really putting it as a caller, but the callers kind of do the research and they tell. They say invest in this, and that's people will pay big money for that. But I like your approach. It's better and more sustainable long term because it's just you give people a forum to come pitch, and then it's how well they do. I mean, if they do a bad job, no one should invest.
Exactly, mate, and that's exactly what I'm doing. Don't get me wrong, I will have partnerships with projects that I've vetted a lot of, which I've worked with long term. But projects which want to book an AMA, obviously, I'll make clear that they haven't been like completely vetted, and it's more or less coming in to pitch their product, and even I'll be learning about their projects as well. Do you know what I mean? And the disclaimer is obviously if you're coming in here to pitch your project, even if you see something on TV, that doesn't mean you're going to go and buy that like something to what you've seen on TV. If you know what I mean, it's just a place for someone to come. And I've got like different ideas where I'm going to have like 3 or 4 different projects at once.
Have you ever considered starting a YouTube channel? I feel like there would be pretty high demand for you to go through research projects live on YouTube.
To be honest, I haven't really got much free time. I've been working literally 18 hours a day, to be honest. But yeah, that could
Could be part of it though.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Especially with like gaming coming up, like a lot of people are preparing for that. They think gaming, and I agree. I think that we will see a big hype thing on gaming. I don't know how long it'll last, but hopefully we see some actual good games there that kind of show that the Web3 games are more than just like a way for people to invest in them and hype, and they all crash, but there's real games. So just an idea.
I totally agree. Like I've partnered with one called Farcaner, and it's like they've actually been to all the big events. We've actually all the esports people, and they've just done like a $50,000 Bitcoin giveaway event and stuff. So that's one of my partners, which I'll be bringing in for an AMA soon as well. So yeah, I totally agree. The gaming thing is going to blow up as well. I think at the moment everyone's just struggling, bro. Like you know what it's like in every Telegram group at the moment. It's the same chat. Dev do something. End of the day, the volume it's like at the all-time low of the whole market, including Bitcoin. So everyone's in the same boat. But once the tide changes, which it will, then even the shittest coins in existence will probably pump. Do you know what I mean? But it's a very tough time at the moment.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it sucks. But I think it sucks for the investors and people who are left bag holding. But I really believe that it's a good thing that people are getting smarter because every time you have these hype bull market to me is almost just another word for people being idiots. Like just throwing stupid money after stupid money on these hype trains of useless crap, and that's what leads to the next bear market, and it lasts even longer. Like Pepe, fine, but it's like, and everyone starts gambling on all these other coins trying to hit it, and devs just make more money and keep draining it. The only way we will see a real bull market is if there's real value being made there, there's money coming into Web3. If you have really solid businesses that are able to bring Web2 money in, traditional investor money, that's what we need. That's the only way to really get out of it. It's not going to be another Pepe that makes the new bull market. I also think that when it does happen, people are a bit smarter, and it's not going to be the coins from 2021, 2022 that are dead that get revived. I think it's going to be new stuff that people want to catch the next big thing. And I mean, you'll see a bump in that stuff because the liquidity pools are in ETH and BNB, and when everything is going up, those will eventually ETH and BNB are going to have a big move up in Bitcoin. But yeah, I mean, I think we're actually heading in the right direction, and people are getting smarter. So
Yeah, I totally agree. But to be honest, I thought that last time, but it still happened again, and all the shit coins started pumping. But we'll see. I do think the bull run will be different this time because there's more big players coming in now. So I think more regulations are going to be put in place. But yeah, man, it's been really great having you. And when you're coming up to your launch of Amino, if you want to jump back on, or once you've launched, I'm more than happy to have you.
Thanks, bro, and thanks for having me. And yeah, anyone listening, just go to the App Store and type in Amino Move. Our app's totally free. You can earn some tokens. I mean, it's not going to be like thousands of dollars worth of tokens, but it's going to be a bag of tokens. And if we do well and the token performs well, it could be worth a decent amount of money, and you can redeem it, and you'll be a part of our community. And we're building something really cool. And I think a lot of hype will be around us and people talking about it. So it'll be a fun thing to be a part of.
Yeah, man. What I'll do, I'll get a post out on my Twitter for you as well, with all the links and stuff later tonight.
Okay, when you're ready, just message me. I'll get you a graphic and just go over the make sure that the copy is good.
All right, Sam, bro. All right, have a good day. And thanks for everyone that joined.
See you, bro.
Catch you in a bit. Bye.